Welcome to this tutorial on how to make a graph digitally. If you prefer drawing graphs by hand, you're probably not watching this video or you're super bored. The reality is this technology has been around for decades, so use it. Be efficient with your time. Work smarter. Make a graph with appropriate labels and titles and scales and the works. The sexiest graph you'll ever make in the next 10 seconds. The reality is, it's free. Look at this. I've opened up a Google Sheet, again, because it's free. You can do Excel. I don't give two craps. The hardest part is putting in your data. So I've gone and done and did that. So here's some data. Here's a column of distance values, all in meters. And here is Newton values, force values, all in newtons. Now I've put this in here. I've copied this in, and it has to be in these columns, right? And I've taken this from perhaps maybe my observations from a lab, the data that I've collected. Once I put it in there, all I have to do is highlight my data, including the labels, because these are going to be my labels for my axes. Now, in Google Sheets, these are your standard buttons. There is no graph button available here. You have to click on More. And here is a graph, a chart. It looks like a bar graph. I'm promising you. Watch this. Hold your breath. Click. Graph is made. I am done. Now, that right there is my graph. Now, here's where you can go the next extra mile, if you will. Over here, we have a whole bunch of options, and this is where you learn to just click some buttons. There's a whole bunch of playing around that you can do. For example, maybe my teacher wanted me to make a bar graph. So I would click on this and look at all the options of the different graphs. So, here's a bar graph. Done. It's a bar graph. Oh, that doesn't make sense because it's a continuous variable here. Maybe a line graph like this. Maybe I want the area underneath of it. Maybe I want a pie chart. Where's my pie chart? There's my pie chart. Any type of graph that you think it fits, do it. I want this one because this is a physics one, and the area underneath of this curve is going to give me my work, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe, just maybe, maybe I want to change my title, so I can click on the title and come up the options here. Maybe I just want force versus distance as my title, and there we go. And maybe I want it bolded and italicized, and maybe I want it in the middle. Like, look, I can change the graphs, right? I can change the chart. Clicking on these little options in your graph sets up awesome. Maybe I want minor grid lines shown. Maybe I want this to be yellow grid lines, right? You can play around, right? Distance, here's the title for this one. Maybe I want that bolded and italicized, or maybe I want it underlined. Same thing with force. Maybe I want it bolded and italicized. Maybe, just maybe, this line right here, I want a different color. I want it green. Doesn't matter. Playing around with the graph makes you an expert. But let's rewind. All I had to do was click on this button to make the graph after I highlight my information. Now go make a graph. Be free. Do what you want. Copy and paste this into a term paper or into a lab report. Just be efficient with your time. This is brought to you by decades of technology. Be well.